Hello guys and welcome to Steve Knows. It's the weekly update. Grab your tea, grab your coffee and your beverage and let's cover new Quest features, new games, new tech, and let's get started. So first of all, let's start off with Synth Riders. This weekend is going to be 45% off and it's going to be free to play. So if you've got a gaming PC and you haven't tried it yet, it's one of the better rhythm-based games in VR. It has these incredible things called experiences that will blow your mind. So go check that out if you like it. It's 45% off as well. And it's also a great workout and it gets you grooving. Also, just for clarification, this is not a sponsor, it's just a game update, and I love it. Finally, the next Quest update is available, and it's not amazing, but it's got some pretty nifty features and insights into what's incoming in the following updates as well, such as bringing new social home features. I'm not going to go over every single detail in the update because some things I just think are pointless and they don't really deliver value, so instead of wasting your time, I will cover the things that are probably more important. But I will link the update down below as well so you can still check it out. First is link sharpening. If it looks like your view in virtual reality with the link is a little bit clearer, you're right. They have improved the link sharpening algorithm for better visual clarity. And I find this to be a funny one because people are currently complaining that the link is now blurry. But apparently they've improved the link clarity, bringing us closer to a native PC VR experience. I personally cannot notice a difference. Maybe side by side I could. Next is one that I love, especially if you've been on this channel before, you know I will adore this one, is the stationary garden, the one where you have a small circle surrounding you. Instead of now popping up with a grid when you're flinging your arms playing Beat Saber, it will now use a pass-through mode. So when you're going out of this play space, you'll see the room around you in low definition grayscale, which I find much more appealing, which I find so much less annoying than the small ring that they previously gave us, and a grid would pop up all the time. This next one's called Horizon Home. This is an amazing update and is a precursor to the co-location coming very, very soon. Oculus won't let me tell you when, but it is very soon. So you can now teleport to different designated areas in your home environment. So not a free form running around, but still way better than before. To do it, all you need to do is hide your menu, so press the Oculus button on the right controller to hide it, and then you'll be able to use the thumbstick to select a spot and move to it. You can also move the analog stick left and right to rotate, and on your own, cool. It's going to be much better when you have people, much, much better. Much better. I couldn't get this working though, but I will touch on that further on down this list because I think there is a reason for that. So there's now a resize option. You can resize your application windows to different heights and different widths. Initially, this is only going to support the browser, Oculus TV, and some 2D apps. Yay! Kinda. I just wish this feature would work on all 2D applications so I can have my APKs on a huge screen, small screen, thin screen. I would prefer that. They've updated the tracked keyboard selection as well, so you can now bring the Apple Magic Keyboard into your virtual environment to make productivity much easier. Just connect it to the headset via Bluetooth and you pair it via the experimental settings. So I'm still surprised Bluetooth is still in the experimental settings though. Surely it's a standard feature by now. An interesting one is a share to headset feature. So this is a usability improvement if you're browsing VR content on your phone. Let's say you're looking at a VR photo gallery. If you've got Bluetooth turned on your phone, you can select share and choose the Oculus Quest as an option, which means next time you put on your headset, it's going to load up the browser and open that WebXR content. I would love to see more WebXR gaming content adopt this so I can browse on my phone, select share, and then I can jump into the game in VR just by putting my headset on. That'd be a much better feature, or a much better application of this feature. There's also now a quick actions menu for a controller-free setup. You can have controller-free quick options. You just pinch your finger and your thumb together whilst pointing your hand towards you, and you can then move it and select a handful of different quick options, and that is pun intended. And this is going to make things much easier. Say you want to take a quick snap, a quick photo of what it is that you're experiencing. You can just go, beep. They've also added some controller settings, some controller updates, so users can make custom adjustments to their joysticks. The settings that are available are the thumbstick dead zone and the range. You can adjust these in the experimental settings. So if you want to do that, it will be in the experimental section. So they're the new features in version 37. But let's talk about the issues, because reports have been coming in thick and fast about version 37, and I've experienced some myself. So please comment if you've had any issues or any of the issues that I'm mentioning you have also had. So on Twitter, I had seen that some people were complaining about the clarity of the Quest. It had become blurry since the update, apparently caused by chromatic aberrations. I also had controller issues and menu issues where menus were closing down on their own, and the controller, when I was using the trigger to select things, it would count as a click when I pressed it down, and also count as a click when I released it. So I was double clicking everything, and it was infuriating. And I do genuinely think this update is going to be riddled with issues like this, because they delayed the update twice before it being released at this point. So it got to the point where we have to get this out, we have to release it, we've worked on it too much. And I don't believe all of the features I mentioned are actually going to be available to everyone. I think they're going to be feature flagged because they're still fixing server-side issues, and once they're sorted, it'll be available to everyone again. Next, a AAA disappointment. A brief note on this one, as I do already have a dedicated video showing it off and going in depth on my thoughts, and this is Hitman 3. This game had some hype around it. It's a huge franchise, it was getting a VR port, but then the port came and it was riddled with problems, and after some discussion with some of my YouTube friends, it became very apparent our expectations of this game as PC VR gamers was a PC VR experience, but what we got was a PlayStation VR experience ported to PC, and it just didn't work. This game needs so many quality of life updates because it has so much potential. I want to see this game doing well. I want it to do well because I want to enjoy it. So if you do want to play this, I don't recommend paying full price for this game. I do recommend using the PC Game Pass, and you can get the game there and download it and try it on a subscription basis so you don't waste 50 quid like I did. So I will link the video down below because it has some really, really funny moments. It's still a fun game to play, just had some problems. I do love this one. Just when you think Skyrim has all the mods imaginable, they can't do anything else, this thing comes out and my jaw hits the floor and makes me want to dive into this game. Vanaheim Ranger posted on Reddit gameplay footage of the game looking like a cel-shaded comic book, like a game of Borderlands. It was so stylized. This style is right up my street, and it's more forgiving than bad realistic visuals having a style like this. I will link the post down below, as I'm sure many of you want to try this out, and after seeing this as well, why can't we get a game like this on the Oculus Quest? Surely they can squeeze one more Skyrim port out on its 11-year run. I would love to see that. This kind of art style, but Skyrim gameplay, or the Elder Scrolls gameplay. It doesn't have to be Skyrim, but with this art style, Now another game, Iron Rebellion has stepped up its game, literally, with a huge update that is now a great reason to actually try this out and play it. If you've not heard of Iron Rebellion, it's a mech bot shooter on Oculus Quest and PC VR, but it now supports 4 versus 4 PvP matches online. Instead, it used to be 1v1, which is okay, but team-based play is much better. With it includes 2 new weapons and a new map as well, and if you played Rigs on PSVR, you know exactly what to expect here, just less playful and more gritty. The game has also published a roadmap which shows new game modes, new maps and new classes and new weapons and features before this game gets a full release on Quest and PC, so there are some exciting things to come. And there's just something so satisfying being in a mech cockpit in virtual reality. It just works, it's a match made in heaven. So Steve predicted it, he just got the timeline wrong. Varjo just announced a Cloud XR platform for its customers, which would allow them to stream XR content to their VR headsets, which is great news because Varjo, their headsets are pretty high spec and would require a powerful computer to enable them. And when you think of this at scale, it gets expensive pretty quickly. So this is an extension of the work that they already shared with us called Reality Cloud, where we can share our real life environment to the cloud so we can be in the same space as somebody else on the other side of the world in real time. It's just mind-blowing. This is going to make VR more portable, but of course it's going to require a decent internet connection, as many of us have experienced latency is crucial in VR. But if you're in a very corporate environment, a huge enterprise business, then often the internal internet is pretty fast. So if this cloud service is going to support local private cloud support, that would be pretty cool. I think it's going to be a tough one. Another VR port from a Square Enix game, a Telltale experience called Life is Strange Before the Storm. In it, you'll have a small amount of character control, and you have to make choices, and then watch the story unfold before you based on your choices, with tons of replayability as it has multiple pathways and multiple endings. It does support full motion control as well, so no joypad required, but there will be joy. I will link the mod down below in the description and a full gameplay video from my good friend Benjo for you guys to check out if you want as well. Since in this video we've spoken about 2 ports and it's not all good news, at least this one fills me up with some hope. It fills me up with a dream, and it's NDreams, a brilliant developer behind Phantom Covert Ops, have said that they're creating a new studio dedicated to creating AAA VR experiences called NDreams Studio Elevation. They said Elevation aims to be at the forefront of this new wave of VR innovation by creating deep, immersive, and engaging experience. It's going to take VR gaming to the next level, and I need that. Maybe this means we're going to get Far Cry VR as well, because this studio made that arcade game already. Surely it's not going to be that much more effort for us to play that game as well and develop a nice story there. So over the next couple of years, we may be heading into a very saturated, competitive VR space, with players trying to get a slice of that pie, and maybe that's why Oculus, now Meta, have been pushing so hard right now and are about to drop a headset, the Cambria, that will appeal to some of the audience that the competitors are going to be going for. But anyway, the first one I'm going to talk about is Apple. They have reportedly pushed their headset release to 2023 due to overheating issues, which of course is a huge concern when someone is wearing a device on their face, which now means instead of a reveal apparently that was going to occur this summer, is now going to be the following year. To work out some of those kinks, the heat is apparently coming from a chip that is said to be like the M1 Pro, which is the latest in their MacBook. The next headset is from Google. Apparently they're working on Project Iris, a wearable pair of glasses that will have XR content streamed to it via the internet to reduce workload and power constraints in the device itself, which is going to make the thing lighter, make it cheaper as well for the consumer, and it means no face melting issues like Apple. This is expected to be revealed in 2024, and I'm kind of excited. You know, Google are a huge tech company, so they can make good tech. Hopefully it's just not going to be another glass situation. So I'm so excited. It's going to be a very good year for VR. It just keeps on growing and growing and growing. And it's only been a couple of years since people didn't really know about VR and what it had to offer, to now having VR as a household name. It's overwhelming. So have a great weekend, guys. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. Please consider subscribing, and hopefully I will see you next time. Happy gaming. Good day!